Hello everyone. Today we are going to deal with a new chapter called Motion in a Straight Line. So, just before discussing this chapter is coming under a section called kinematics, where the kinematics is a branch of mechanics which deals with the study of motion of the object without taking the consideration of course of the motion. So we are not considering the course of motion, we will be dealing with only what? The motion. So of course, while you are dealing with this chapter, we should know or we should define what is meant by motion and what is meant by rest. So first of all, what is meant by rest? So now you can see around in your room, you can say that there are many objects are at rest. How you can say that the object is at rest? So definitely you can define that. With respect to surrounding, if the position of the object is not changing, we can say that that object is at rest. So you can give many examples for the object which is at rest. Next one, object is in motion. How you can say that object is in motion? With respect to the surrounding, if the object position is changing, you can say that object is in motion. There are many objects are there which are in motion. Alright? Just an example, the planets are revolving around the sun. That's a one type of motion. Correct? Now if you see around in your area, in your room maybe you can see that there are different types of motions are there. Maybe your curtain is moving, maybe your fan is rotating, maybe some other objects are in motion. So all these are the example for motion. Or maybe you are traveling in the car, bike or train, aeroplane, etc. These are the example for what? Motion. Correct? Now you think about, you are now traveling in a train. You are sitting with your fellow passengers. That means for your fellow passengers, your position is not changing with respect to one object near inside the train. That means for your fellow passengers, you are at rest. But you just imagine someone is watching from outside the train because the train is now moving, right? For outside the train, they can say that you are in motion. So what is the meaning here? The motion and the rest are a relative concept or a relative terms. Clear? So now just now discuss about the different types of motion you can look around in your room itself maybe. The types of motion can be divided to mainly three. Translatory motion. One is called what? Translatory motion. Another one is called what? Rotatory motion. And another one is called what? Vibratory motion. There are different types of motions are there. So just a few examples in this case. Translatory motion. What is meant by translatory motion? Translatory motion means if the position of the object is changing from one position to another position or one point to another point, if the position is changing, we can say that the body is in translatory motion. So that is the one we are mainly dealing with in this chapter. Next one is the rotatory motion. Just imagine Earth is rotating about its own axis. That's an example for rotatory motion. Maybe you can see in your room, your fan is maybe rotating about one axis. These all are the example for rotatory motion. Now you can see maybe vibratory motion, right? Vibratory motion. What is my vibratory motion? With respect to one point, it is moving a to and fro motion. A to and fro motion. That is called what? A vibratory motion. So these are the few examples for the motion, right? The next point we should discuss about point object. In physics, we should know what is meant by point object, right? A point object. So what is meant by point object? You can see the definition here. Just an example here. You are now traveling from maybe Trichur to Trivandrum. Trichur to Trivandrum. What is the distance from Trichur to Trivandrum maybe? If I say, example, it is nearly 300 kilometer. 300 kilometer. Okay. That much distance you have to travel. Now you are traveling in a bus, or just consider in a train also. If it is a bus or train, what is the size of the bus and a train? What is the length maybe? If you're taking bus length, maybe maximum it is 10 meter or approximately it is 10 meter. If you take a train length, you can compare the length maybe. Just imagine the length of the train as well as the bus with respect to the distance it is traveling. Which one is very larger value? The distance it covers, comparatively size of the vehicle. So in this example, you can consider the bus or train as a point object with respect to what? The distance it covers. If you take one more example, a kite is flying in the sky. A kite is flying in the sky. Just imagine that kite can be considered as a point object. Considered as a point object because it is distance is traveling, which much distance is traveling, and the object size or object length is what? Very smaller. So in this case, you can consider it is a point object. So there are many examples are there. Another example, maybe you can take it as a satellite is revolving around the earth. So comparatively, the distance traveled by the satellite and the size of the satellite, it is too small. So in that example, satellite can be considered as a point object. So I hope it is clear what is a point object. The next one we should discuss about, that is the reference point and frame of reference. So first of all, what is meant by reference point? Just an example. You are now sitting on a chair, right? Now if I am asking, what is the position of your switchboard? In front of you maybe there is a switchboard will be there, right? What is the position of the switchboard? So one can say that the position of the switchboard from me, it is around 5 meter. Some other can say that the position of the switchboard is around 10 meter from a stationary chair. So there are many points you can say that the distance may be different. So always you see here, you are saying the position of this switchboard from a point, and that point is a fixed point in this example. And that point is called here what? Reference point. So with respect to one point, you are taking the position of one particular object. So that is called what? Reference point. So in physics, we are dealing with the reference point as a rectangular coordinate system. What is that? Rectangular coordinate system. So what is meant by rectangular coordinate system? The rectangular coordinate system means it consists of three axes. Which are the three axes? One is x-axis, other one is y-axis, and other one is z-axis. Okay? So x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. These three coordinates are called rectangular coordinate system. What is that? Rectangular coordinate system. In this point, you can see there is one point that all the coordinates are meeting, and that can be taken as origin. That can be taken as origin. So in this example, we can consider this O as the reference point. What is that? Reference point. Correct. So in this example, you will be getting only the position of the object with respect to x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. You can only explain what is the position of the object in x-coordinate, y-coordinate, as well as z-coordinate. Alright. Now you just imagine if you are attaching a clock with this one. If you are attaching a clock with this one, you can say that this rectangular coordinate system, now you can say that word frame of reference. What is that? Frame of reference. So once again, first of all, you discuss about only the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, and that is called what? Rectangular coordinate system, and O is called what? Origin. We didn't discuss about anything about the time. Position is changing with respect to time. We didn't discuss in first case. But in second case, if you want to connect this position with respect to time, you have to deal with a clock attached with this rectangular coordinate system. Now this is called what? Frame of reference. What is called? Frame of reference. This frame of reference may be at rest or it may be in motion. What is that? Frame of reference may be at rest or it may be in motion. Correct? One of the example here. Just imagine you are now in the road and you are watching an object. Say it as another person. Okay? Now you consider you are the origin or you are the reference point. So you are now watching the position of another object with respect to your position. Okay, that means you can see now that object is now moving away or maybe it is coming towards you. So you can say that the position is changing. Position is changing, right? Now you just imagine you are watching in your watch, wristwatch, or maybe another stopwatch, and you are comparing the position, changing of position with respect to time. Now you can say that what? It is called what? Frame of reference. You are looking the position change with respect to time. So now you just imagine you are now sitting in a car. Okay? You are sitting in a car. The car is at rest. Again, once again, you are doing same thing. You are observing some other object. The object is in motion with respect to you and you are the reference point. Now you just imagine your car now start moving. Your car now start moving. That means your reference point, you are the reference point or the origin, right? That origin or the reference point now start motion. Now start in motion. And you are also having your watches with you. So what is actually happening? The frame of reference may be at rest, or in this example, the frame of reference is also in motion. So once again, let me conclude here. Frame of reference may be at rest or frame of reference may be in motion. But what is meant by frame of reference? The rectangular coordinate system with time concentration. Okay. So this is called what? Reference point as well as frame of reference. Now let's discuss about the objects motion which are in one-dimensional motion, two-dimensional motion and three-dimensional motion. What is that? One dimension, two dimension and three-dimensional motion. Now let's discuss about what is meant by one-dimensional motion. Just imagine we are taking this as the origin O. Origin O. So I can consider this is the part of three coordinate system. Which are the three coordinate system? X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis. Okay, rectangular coordinate system. Now with respect to origin, just imagine a point object is here. An object is here. The initial position, say it as this is the initial position. I am marking it as it is x1. After some time, if this object is in motion, just imagine the object is in motion. Now it is going in a straight line. Now you see this is the final position. Say it as x2. So this is a part of what? X-axis, right? Now this is the initial position and this is the final position with respect to origin O. Now you can see here, there is only one coordinate is changing of this object. Only one coordinate is changing. So that means only x coordinate is changing. Or some other example, only y coordinate is changing. This type of example of this type of motion is called what? Motion in one dimension. So in this example, object is traveling along the x-axis. So there is only one axis is changing or one coordinate is changing, and that is called what? One dimensional motion. Another example, this is an object. If I just release this object, once again, if I just release this object, what type of motion you can see here? Only one axis is changing. If I say that is along the y-axis, vertically y-axis, there is only one axis is changing. And this is also one example for what? One-dimensional motion. So I hope it is clear what is in my one-dimensional motion. Only one coordinate is changing. This one-dimensional motion, sometimes call it as rectilinear motion as well as the linear motion. So it's also called what? Rectilinear motion or in a straight line motion. And that is the one we are discussing here, motion in a straight line. Now we just consider about the two-dimensional motion. What is in by two-dimensional? Let's draw the rectangular coordinate system. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis in a two-dimensional motion. We'll be drawing here the third axis also z-axis. Okay. Now, an object which is now traveling in a plane. An object is traveling in a plane. Just an example, maybe you are now playing in a ground. A plain ground you are now playing. While you are playing, definitely you can say that your position is keep on changing, right? Your position is keep on changing. So just to consider only you are playing in the ground, not in the air, right? Okay. So you can see or you can consider here the position, your position is keep on changing. Your x coordinate as well as the y coordinate will change. Your x coordinate as well as the y coordinate will change. So an example, if this is the initial position of the object, okay, just consider in a plane, one object. This is a one object position 1. After some time, its position is keep on changing. Say it as the position is changing and this is the position number 2. This is the position 1 and this is the position 2. What is the position coordinate at the first position? I can say here this is the x1 initial position along x-axis and this is the initial position along y-axis. Now the position is here at the position number 2. Here the position along x-axis become x2 and here the position along y-axis become what? Y2. That means at the position 1 it is having x1 comma y1 and at the position number 2 we can say it as x2 comma y2. So a particle motion we can say it as a two-dimensional motion. Both its x coordinate as well as the y coordinate changes. So now you can easily explain what is meant by three-dimensional motion. What is meant by three-dimensional motion? Just an example. So this is the origin. Just imagine a fly is now flying in the air. If a fly is flying in the air, if you consider this is the origin, you are now taking this as the fly, this as the fly position. How you can say the position of the fly here? The position of the fly will come along x-axis and it will come along y-axis and it will come along z-axis also, correct? So z-axis means definitely perpendicular to the x and y. While you're drawing, you can draw only like this, but this will come like this, x, y and z. That means the position of this particle or the fly will change with respect to what? X, y and z. The position coordinate of x will change, y will change and the z also will change. And that type of motion is called what? Three-dimensional motion. So once again let me conclude here. One-dimensional motion, only one coordinate will change. Two-dimensional motion, at any time two coordinate will change, either xy or yz or zx. And in three-dimensional motion, all the three coordinate will change. So hope you understand this one. Thank you all of you.